Altesse Royal, Herr Premierminister, Herr Ministerin, Herr Präsident vom Staatsrat, Exzellencies, die Damen und Herren Deputierten, die Damen und Herren aus dem Staatsrat, die Damen und Herren Bürgermeister, Chefin, sehr geehrter Herr Oberbürgermeister aus Trier, chers amis belges et français, liebe Gäste aus Deutschland, Österreich und der Schweiz, hartelijke welkom onze Gästen uit Nederland, honorable guests from the UK, Greece, Turkey and Canada, lieve Ehrengäste. We have a lot of international guests here tonight, so if you don't mind, I'm going to give my whole speech tonight in English. 30 years is a good time to take stock of a company's working life and achievements and to reflect on what went right and what went wrong. It's also a perfect time to measure one's success against the starting benchmark. In the case of our guest speaker tonight, his celebrated success was crystallized over the course of 3 intense minutes in 2009 when he and Chesley Sullenberger performed what one expert described as probably the most successful ditching in aviation history. A total engine failure at 3,200 feet was 1 in a billion chance, which tested the judgments and the experience of those involved to the absolute limit. Many in the audience here tonight, Jeff, will know at first hand what you went through. A split-second decision with 155 lives at risk and the nerve-wracking wait to see if that decision was right or wrong. And it was right. Thanks God. The success I want to talk about tonight is of a different kind. The kind one spends a lifetime building and growing. And it started with an idea. As a matter of fact, it was a dream. The dream of an organization which helps people in need quickly and from the air. For us today, this dream has become a reality. However, back then, it was nothing more than a crazy idea from a couple of misfits. Our motto back then was, if you can dream it, you can do it. We were wholeheartedly convinced that if one can dream something and envision it, then one can make it always to become reality. As far as I know, and I think I'm not known as a dreamer, so it's for this reason I want to explain precisely what I mean by dreams. For me, dreams are not about viewing the world through rose-tinted glasses, avoiding uncomfortable truths, or dedicating oneself to the creation of a political utopia. For me, dreams are about the belief that it is possible to change and to shape the world around us for the better. To take the seemingly impossible and think through in a down-to-earth way how it can actually be achieved. It is a recipe that involves hard work, of course. As Thomas Edison once said, success is 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. But for me, dreams are also about determination, patience, persistence. When we are convinced about a dream, we should never allow it to be destroyed by others. Never, ever allow it to be destroyed by others. Do you know who taught me all this? Actually, it was a business consultant. Well, of course, who else? You know, consultants are a special type of humankind. Some people don't love them, some hate them. I had the chance to meet one of the best of them. This consultant doesn't wear expensive suits, and his fees are very reasonable indeed. As a matter of fact, he gets paid in cookies and bones. I'm talking about my old friend Teddy. Teddy had the habit of sitting in our kitchen and staring at the fridge. Very unusual behavior for a business consultant, most of whom normally enjoy gazing at their bank statements. But this business consultant was my dog, my Labrador. All attempts to get Teddy out of the kitchen were useless. Teddy remained unperturbed. Sometimes he would lie there, waiting for hours on end, staring at the door of the fridge with sad eyes and deeply sighing, until some exasperated member of the family would open the fridge door. Teddy's dreams came true. He snatched a slice of sausage or a bit of cheese. I learned from this that if someone wants to achieve something in life, one has to be like Teddy. What are the lessons of all that, to put it again in a consultant speech? I will call it the following Teddy's takeaways. Know what you want? Know where the target is and who could help you to achieve it? Know where the fridge door is. Motivate others to help to open it. And above all, be patient and persistent and never ever give up. Be dogged. Your Royal Highness, Excellencies, honorable guests. My career has included some amazing moments, believe me. Sometimes it was just my stubborn nature and the fact that I love what I do that kept and keep me going on. Have I made mistakes? Yes, I have. Have I taken stupid decisions? Yes, I did. Which mistakes should I have avoided? To tell you the truth, there were hundreds. 30 years ago, when we decided to create the LAR, we had no one to open the doors for us. In fact, quite the opposite. Our opponents, and there were certainly a few, to be nice tonight, had locked our fridge with a padlock and were smugly waving the key to us. Unfortunately, I had to learn that lots of people consider every change as an attack. And I had to become familiar with a typical kind of Luxembourgish behavior. Once somebody shows up with a new ID in Luxembourg, the offensive starts immediately. First, people smile about it. Then, people fight it. They feel a personal offense and devote considerable energy to prevent it. And finally, if you succeed with your new ID, everyone claims to be the originator. Now, 30 years later, these attempts to stop the Luxembourg Air Rescue seems petty and almost lovable. But it was a tough fight, which cost my colleagues and myself our nerves, sleepless nights, and even threatened my own personal financial situation. So what was the recipe of LAR's success? Our success is in good part due to the friendship of a handful of people and their unwavering dedication to their ultimate goal. That friendship, that strong sense of camaraderie has helped to pay the frustration price over the years and created an esprit de corps, which money just can't buy. This close circle of friends has helped LAR grow into a renowned international humanitarian organization. As some unnamed sage once said, a diamond is a piece of coal who has done well under pressure. Diamond is no understatement of the loyalty, passion, and perseverance the LAR team has shown over all these years. During the humanitarian crisis in Kashmir, the efforts of the LAR were described by the UN as being the jewel in the crown of the relief operations. Still, it would be very nice if that jewel was also given some official appreciations at home once in a while. LAR's air ambulance service is now taken for granted by many in Luxembourg. It has come to seem normal that a non-profit organization has provided an air rescue service for the whole population for 30 years with little financial support from the government. I leave it to all of you to judge the ethical aspect of that. After all, without the tremendous support of our 185,000 members, saying 62% of the Luxembourgish part of the population, we would not be here today. In the Sunday speeches of politicians, one hears repeatedly the word Europe. But too often in reality, unfortunately, this word has only a virtual meaning. Over the 30 last years, LAR's extensive cross-border collaboration in the wide range of diverse projects and operations has created its own style of Europe. As a matter of fact, LAR has become a European player, if not a global player. The presence of ambassadors this evening from Germany, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Canada, Turkey, Greece is proof of this. Seine Exzellenz, Herr Dr. Heinrich Kraft, Botschafter der Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Grenzen gibt es nur in den Köpfen der Menschen. Rheinland-Pfalz, das Saarland und die LAR haben jedenfalls vor mehr als 13 Jahren diese Grenzen aufgehoben, als es darum ging, Menschen in Not in den Grenzregionen zu helfen. Mehr als 10.000 oft lebensrettende Einsätze haben die Hubschrauber der LAR in enger Abstimmung mit unseren Freunden vom ADAC bisher jenseits der luxemburgischen Grenze geleistet. Ich bin überzeugt, dass hier nicht nur vorbildliche Nachbarschaftshilfe geleistet wird, sondern dass wir dadurch ebenfalls erreichen, dass die Menschen beider Länder näher zusammenrücken. Seine Exzellentie, mein Herr Hans-Moritz Schapveld, Ambassadeur von den Nederlanden. Seine Exzellentie, mein Herr Jean-Louis Six, Ambassadeur von Belgien. Und Samenwerken in Form van opleiding en training van Belgische en Nederlandse militaire artsen is waarlijk een voorbeeld voor actieve Europese vriendschap. Son Excellence, Monsieur Bruno Perdu, ambassadeur de la France. Ensemble avec notre partenaire français, LAR est devenu le transporteur exclusif d'organes pour l'ensemble des centres de transplantation de la France. Plus de 7700 dossiers ont été gérés depuis 2013 par notre centrale d'alerte au Luxembourg et plus de 3800 vols de transport d'organes ont été opérés par la LAR et son partenaire français. C'est ainsi que nous sommes fiers à contribuer au sauvetage de 2 vies humaines en moyenne par jour en France. Le dernier avion vient d'atterrir, ça fait une demi-heure après un transport d'organes en France. Your Excellency, Mr. Louis Alkiviadis Abatis, Ambassador of Greece. Unfortunately, my linguistic talents do not include the language of Homer and Plato, so I will continue in English. During 2017, one of our helicopters was operating out of the Greek island of Chios to support the Frontex mission Poseidon, helping to detect boats of migrants in difficulty on the open sea. Dear European ambassadors, in 2015, Alea was asked by the European Commission and the World Health Organization to get prepared to the transport of highly contagious Ebola patients out from Africa. As the only European organization, Alea organized repatriations of sick Europeans during that crisis, using state-of-the-art medical equipment and training developed by Alea. In addition to this, we provide worldwide repatriation for the European Air Transport Command in tight collaboration with the Luxembourg Army. Monseigneur, you mentioned once that Alea has become one of the best ambassadors worldwide for Luxembourg. I guess you're right. Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, honorable guests. Alea has always been on the front line of innovation. Here are some examples. More than 20 years ago, we took the risk of becoming launch partner of McDonnell Douglas for their brand new NOTAR helicopter. That decision proved to be the right one. We are still operating the safest and most comfortable multi-mission helicopters worldwide. Today, we are working closely with the summit teams of our hospitals. Every single point of the country can be reached in a maximum of 10 minutes, bringing vital support very often. There's an enormous, very often, a life-saving time again over a road ambulance and a priceless gift to the people of Luxembourg. Alea was the first organization worldwide to fit out Learjets 135 and 145 with a double stretcher, allowing to transport 2 patients in once. Our cutting-edge medical training center is ranked one of the best in Europe. But it is the urge to continually improve the service we provide to our patients and members that drives Alea constant innovation. As a non-profit organization, our members and patients are our raison d'être. Alea has more than 185,000 Luxembourger members who rely on us in the event of a medical emergency in Luxembourg or anywhere in the world. Let them speak for themselves.
Wir waren an der Fußvakanz op Serfaus, an Skivakanz wie alt Jahr. Was wir leider nicht geplant hatten, war, dass also jung sich ein Virus angefangen hat und ganz krank gehen ist. Glücklicherweise sind wir Member bei der Air Rescue und sie haben die Bahn und mich dann mit dem Flieger heimgebracht. Und wenn wir nicht Member wären, das wäre kompliziert gehen.
Ich hatte eng Scheier gelaunt, mir huet immer owen ra gezünn vum Dach. Dann sinn ich opgeklommen op der Leder, fir dat aufzudichten, a weil de Boden glat war. Sinn ich vun den 4 Meter als Lederhanden der Wäsch gefu an du 4 Meter Rof, a voll mam Gesicht op Leder. Wann den Helikopter net kom wär, da wär ich zwar op der Platz verblütt wo ich war. Ich fand wichtig, dass ein Helikopter am Land ist. Weil ohne sie, da wär ich nicht mehr da gewesen.
Wir waren op enge Croisière in Kroatien. Dat net geplant war, dat ich op einmal von einem auf dem anderen schwer krank gouf. Glücklicherweise sind ich schon 20 Jahre Member bei der Rescue und sie haben den Repatriement beim Flieger ganz schnell organisiert. Ich habe mich wirklich sicher gefühlt und die haben mich wirklich gut beruhigt. Das war tipptopp.
Charles war das erste Kind. Nur eine ganz normale Geburt. Aus dem zweiten Tag hat sich irgendwie herausgestellt, dass die Sachen nicht verstimmen. Noch weitere Sicherungen. ass dun eben festgestalt ginn, dat de Charles mis operiert gin. Lützeburg operiert kein Kanner um openen Herz. Der Tegen huet missen an d'Ausland transferiert gin. Oni der Rescue wie die ganzen Transfer vun Nettelbreg an Staat an noch an op Bresel wie filmmi kompliceéiert, dann noch wie lang gewircht fir de Charle. War mir ganz wichtig, dat der Rescue him geholle fir so schnell op den richsche Platz zu sehen.
It started with a dream, and at LAR, even after 30 years, we continue to dream. It has been a long journey from zero to where we are tonight, but in the next few years, I'm confident that we will continue to further establish LAR as a top-ranked international humanitarian rescue organization and a poster child for Luxembourg and European collaboration at its best. LAR will continue to expand its operations in a sustainable way. After all, nothing succeeds like success. Nothing succeeds like success. But as we grow, we must never sacrifice the founding emotion and the passion we have for our work. That passion which we had since we were just a tiny and struggling startup has been vital to our success. Everyone needs something to aim for. You can call it a challenge, or you can call it a goal. But it is precisely this that makes us human. The challenge took us from a dream to the reality of LAR today. We must keep the plane of that dream soaring ever higher. Your Royal Highnesses, honorable guests, coming to the end of my speech, I would suggest that in the future, if you find yourself talking or discussing LAR, please use the word impossible with the utmost caution. Thank you.